Hey guys, Forceburst Studios here, back with more Spellweaver. It's Atkst Frosty. So today we have Sacrificial Forces, which was a deck from Tauric, who got second place in the last Masters tournament. And this was a very fun looking deck, so I ended up putting it together.
Nice.
So the hero is Enoch, the Steel Horror.
Not someone I actually see too often, funny enough.
No, so his ability, Blood Feast, is sack a creature, and then it pumps the other creatures you control by +1 attack, +1 HP, and then you gain 1 life for each creature you control. So he's life gain and, attacks for the win all in one. This is a sacrifice-based deck, so there's quite a few creatures that do that. So, we have 2 Cloning Vat, summons a level 1 slave. This generally just combos with our Shrine, Stronghold Metropolis for 2 mana, draw a card every turn.
Good combo.
4 Devious Plots. Selects an enemy creature, and then you sacrifice a creature to destroy that creature. That's a lot of creatures in there.
It is.
They word it better, but So it's
English is a difficult language.
One of the sacrifice outlets, and it deals with problematic creatures. 3 Bloodwell Elite. It's 2 mana, 2 levels for a 3/3 with 3 speed. But when it enters the field, you either have to pay 1 mana, sack a creature, or sacrifice it. So another sacrifice outlet that can also just be a 3 mana 3/3, which is pretty good. 2 Vampirism. Vampires you control get +1 attack and are life bound. And at the start of your turn, creatures you control become vampires until end of turn. 4 Blood-Seeking Mutant, the best vampire of all time. Well, I mean, Karthus might compete, but Blood-Seeking Mutant comes down a lot sooner and can affect the board a lot sooner too. So, when he enters the field, he puts a weakness emblem on a non-vampire creature, and whenever a creature with a weakness emblem dies, you get a might emblem. He has fun interactions with vampirism in which he maintains the life bound even on your opponent's turn. Not too useful, but sometimes it comes up. 2 Overwhelming Forces. You look at the top X cards of your deck, where X is the greatest number of creatures controlled by any hero. Put any number of creatures from among them onto the field, and the rest shuffled on the bottom of your deck. The only other times we've played this are to abuse putting red dragons and Karthus and whatever else into play.
Yep.
But this is a really good card in a fair deck because it helps you when you're ahead and it helps you when you're behind, which is exactly what you'd want. 4 Plague Vermin. Sacrifice to shrink a creature by -1/-1. 1 mana, easy to play. Deals with problem creatures and when combined with Blood-Seeking Mutants, and our Death-Curse Shaman. So when Death-Curse Shaman dies, you choose one. It gets -2 attack, -2 HP, or the enemy hero loses 2 life. So he can trade with 3 toughness creatures, which is pretty powerful for a 2 mana 1/1 to be able to do. And you can sacrifice him to draw a card to instantly trigger Noxious Fumes. Or you can Plague Vermin him when you have a Flesh Sculptor in the field. There's just so many interactions with him that he's a little crazy. 4 Infected Survivor, 1/1, 3 speed. When it dies, you get a zombie. 4 Swamp God Emissary. When Swamp God Emissary enters the field, you may pay 2 to return a creature with 1 HP from your graveyard onto the field. There are quite a few creatures with 1 toughness in this deck. Mesmerizing Spirit, for if you need to make them discard more cards. Plague Vermin to deal with small creatures. Death-Curse Shaman to deal with bigger creatures, or just to drain them for 2, at the worst case. An Infected Survivor gets you more zombies. Yeah, there's enough targets. And yeah, the 4 Mesmerizing Spirit, obviously. Makes them discard when it enters. Always gets 1 card for 1 card. 4 Flesh Sculptor. Whenever another non-summoned creature you control dies, summon a zombie legionnaire onto the field. When combined with our abundant sacrifice effects, we can cheaply make the zombies and get effects from our creatures dying, so it's a very win-win card. 2 Stronghold Metropolis. Sell into slavery, sacrifice a level 1 creature to draw a card. Very powerful. And 2 Cathedral of the Knights. Puts a weakness emblem on a creature and you gain 2 life. Also very powerful against aggro. So with that, we'll see how it goes in Game 1. Game 1 against Zephs. Do we keep this?
Keepable.
I think it's keepable. That's a lot of death on our side.
That's quite a bit. And it just keeps getting better.
It really does. Plague Vermin.
Hate the turn 1 Plague Vermin.
He just deals with everything.
Most things, not everything.
Far from everything, actually. Like, he doesn't deal with that.
Yeah, that's one thing definitely doesn't deal with. But, I mean,
we could combine two of them, but I don't think we want to combine two of them.
Nope.
I think we just want to play this and hide him. Because Death-Curse Shaman can deal with him.
Quite easily.
Even if it's like Force Mage into Shield. Our Death-Curse Shaman can still deal with him.
And is indeed going for that trade.
I mean, yeah, it's worth trading. We could make him lose 2 life and lose the other creature, but that's not really worth it for us.
Probably not.
We can save that Plague Vermin for this devious plot, among other things.
Among a second Plague Vermin.
Or if he plays a 2 toughness thing, we can spark into a Blood-Seeking Mutant into dealing with it with a Plague Vermin.
Got lots of options right now.
So many options.
You even have an overwhelming forces that you could Divine Offering away if you needed to.
Force Mage Protector! Well, I mean, if there was something that we were going to spark... Blood-Seeking Mutant Plague, a Force Mage Protector is pretty good.
Well, it just goes through the barrier.
Yep, shrinking deals with the barrier rather well.
I feel like someone vomited all over your Blood-Seeking Mutant, though. It's so colorful. Never mind, it's not really colorful anymore.
Nope, it is very, very blue.
D.
Plague Vermin's probably the worst here.
You're only saying that because you have 2 Blood-Seeking Mutants.
Well, exactly. We can shrink that and kill it and grow our thing even more. Even though he's a stiff breeze away from dying. He still managed to survive that encounter. He's shiny now. Now he's not shiny. Shiny. Not shiny. Shiny. Not shiny. Man, it's gonna suck. I have another Blood-Seeking Mutant.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. You also have that Swamp God Emissary, too. Mesmerizing Spirit, Plague Vermin. I'm really liking how this deck is working out, actually.
I think it's Infected Survivors now, the worst card.
I mean,
yeah, Blood-Seeking Mutant. Deal with that.
Yeah.
Beat for 9.
Gee. I mean, honestly, I don't really blame him. That was 3 Blood-Seeking Mutants.
Yeah, there was 3 Blood-Seeking Mutants.
I mean, sure, one of them was frozen, but what does that matter?
There's 3 Blood-Seeking Mutants. So with that, I guess we'll see how Game 2 goes. Game 2 against Kolf.
We're playing the same deck.
Hopefully. It'll be interesting. I have no idea how the mirror match goes. I think we keep this.
Honestly, I have no idea if
It's just got a hand.
It does have quite a hand. I mean, you seem to be missing an aspect, but I mean, you still have a hand.
Yeah, who needs that aspect, right?
You are not getting rid of blood.
Who needs that aspect?
Overwhelming forces. Easily. Yeah. Gone.
You know, that's a shrine that, because the other one's going to the bottom, I really need to use that for mana.
Yeah, well...
3/3.
You have a chance, depending on what you draw here.
It's true.
I guess.
I think... Oh, you know what? Cloning Vat. Goodbye. Oh, you know, I really need the Devious Plot Vat, but I really need the Stronghold Metropolis. This is just not where I want to be, you know?
I mean,
it's got to be done, though.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That is the way the cookie crumbles.
Wasn't able to think of any other quotes.
It was an apt quote.
That's the way the cheese rolls.
It's the way the cheese rolls. Well, it's not really a cheese.
Well, yeah.
Can you cheese in card games? You can cheese in strategy games.
You can cheese in strategy games.
And a card game's kind of a strategy game, but is it really cheese? It's always just rogue decks, and that's a 3/4. Yeah. That's
use
a
devious plot for that.
Yeah, we could have used a devious plot for that. We're gonna hide him. So he's not actually going to do anything against 3/4, unfortunately. 3 toughness is his limit.
I mean...
Until we play Bloodseeking Mutant and shrink it.
Which you will be able to do that next turn if you want.
It at least can only attack us once. So there's some good news. We really need to... I mean... Yeah, if you're going to activate my removal spell for me, go ahead.
That's fine. You got rid of this Flesh Sculptor.
I did get rid of the Flesh Sculptor, but he did put 2 creatures in the graveyard, which means this boy is going to be swinging at us for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we do?
I
think we want the card more. And we could Bloodseeking Mutant, shrink it, but it doesn't do enough on this turn. Could also do Flesh Sculptor, Spark, Death-Curse, but that doesn't really get us anywhere. So I think what we have to do is shrink that and hide.
Like a coward.
Exactly.
For now.
For now. We're biding our time.
Insatiable Ghoul. Not a bad card.
It is a very good card. 3/4 stats, or stats to beat.
Mm-hmm. And its downside isn't even that big of a deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just means that you can prioritize trading early and then you get value out of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Infernal Vultures and the like, then you can also fill your graveyard that way.
Oh.
I mean, I kind of expected it, but if we leave it on the front, then we die to a 2/3, yeah. We lose it for nothing. At least that way we got a Noxious Fumes out, which can't be pointed at this Flesh Sculptor.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Going for the Flesh. Death-Curse?
Death-Curse.
Yeah.
And... I mean, I know the Shrine I want's on the bottom, which is the problem.
I'm gonna have to Divine Offering a lot.
That just means throwing cards away for us, Frosty.
You
know my luck.
Gonna have to Divine Offering a lot.
Yep.
And now they have a Tombs of the Damned as well.
Now they have a... I'm just gonna sack that.
That's going bye-bye.
Yeah, and that's...
Gonna be...
hurts.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be game here.
I think so, yes. We may have Devious plotted too early, even though I didn't think that'd be possible.
I mean, there's another Devious plot, but...
Actually, that's not terrible.
Oh,
We can do
right.
quite a bit with this Devious plot.
I just remembered about your Spark. I was kind of thinking, what?
Now, we had the mana to kind of clean it up. I mean, we're at 7, though. Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Like, you're gonna have to stabilize hard right now.
Hard.
And with Tombs of the Damned out on the field too, it's when you're
harder and harder.
When you're behind, it really sucks.
Yep.
When you're ahead, Tombs of the Damned is just kind of laughable.
Yeah, until they can, like, Tombs into a Tombs. Mm-hmm. Ooh. I think that's game.
That's game.
Does he only have 2 levels? Okay, he only has 2 levels.
That's still
I
game.
mean, it's still game. Yeah.
We were just talking about
At least it's not dead.
Tombs.
Yeah. That's, like, the only way Tombs is good when you're behind, is if you can play 2 of them to Legend Rule and get enough that they can't just deal with everything. So, I guess we'll shrink that and shrink that. Get a 3/3 and die. Die with our honor.
What honor?
I don't know. Weren't you supposed to keep track of that?
Another one?
We'll die with our honor. Oh. We'll die with our honor. And dead. Double dead. Triple dead.
Not that dead.
I guess it's true. It's only -8 out of 20.
Which
Yeah.
is nothing.
That was also a pretty fast game. So, I guess we'll see how it goes in game 3. Game 3 against Kolf once again. And I think we're going to draw again.
No. I mean, yeah. Naturally. Obviously.
Once again, got a devious plot. Which will be paramount against his powerful 3-4.
I mean, at least now you know what you're facing off against.
It's true.
Don't have to devious plot so early. Hey, and you got a Dominion Shrine without having to,
Going to use it for mana.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure another one will probably pop up.
Probably.
That wasn't quite it, but... That's tough. I almost want to say Cloning Vat, but...
I think it is the Cloning Vat. As helpful as it'll be later in the game, for now, it's just not that helpful.
And, of course, a Consume Spirit.
I mean, I'm happy with losing it early.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's one Consume Spirit gone. That's 4 beats, but...
Yeah, it's 4 beats, but it's potentially less beats later.
You and your potentials. That's funny.
I mean, this time we're using it for mana. It's kind of necessary. Here's a 1/1. It's probably not actually going to block it. Unless it consumes spirits again, in which case I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, that'd be a great Consume Spirit. I mean, for us.
We like all the cards in our hand.
We do... But... You're walking on a thin line.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
And we managed it. We managed that tightrope. So,
Somehow.
here's a Flesh Sculptor. Here's a Devious Plot. Here's 2 2/2s. And a dead 3/3.
Nice.
Bloodseeking Mutant deals with that.
And your Flesh Sculptor zombies can probably deal with the Tombs of the Damned zombies.
Somewhat.
Well, yeah. Somewhat.
Though eventually the Bloodseeking Mutants can deal with them. Mana!
Oh, wow.
I mean, Bloodseeking Mutant, deal with that.
That is a pretty solid hand. Hilariously solid,
Yeah.
actually.
Anytime you have 2 Flesh Sculptors, you're happy. And we have 3. I think we're going to sack this to draw a card. And then we're going to play
You monster!
a Shiny Flesh Sculptor,
Nice.
who really can be on the front line at the moment. Corruption's not going to grant him haste all of a sudden, so...
Your field is so shiny.
Oh, it is shiny. I didn't realize... I think we had that.
Yeah.
That was a very fast match for our claiming victory after letting him beat us to death. So how about a 4th?
How about a 4th?
Game 4 against Nicobolus.
Nyx.
Nixel. It's close. It's almost a Dragon Planeswalker, but it's not quite. Do we keep this? We have 2 Devious Plots, but no early drops to go with them. And we do have a Stronghold Metropolis.
You have a lot of early drops in your deck. Keep it.
I think, yeah.
You also have the Cloning Vat.
We do have the
So
Cloning
keep
Vat.
it.
And I think Bloodwell Elite is the worst card in this hand. I mean, that is the Dominion Shrine.
Yeah.
But not one we really want to use for a level. Call of July.
I don't know why, but I always first read it as Call of, and then for some reason my brain just fills it in with Jambalaya.
Call of Jambalaya.
I really hope that's not just me, but it probably is.
Probably is. No, it's just you, Frosty.
Yep. But that's okay.
What are we facing?
A Summoner Druid.
Into an Iena.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a thing. We can luckily go Death-Curse Shaman, sack him to draw a card. -2, -2. Deal with one half of that problem. Unfortunately, this was the probably bigger problem, but we have a devious plot for that.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be too worried about it yet.
Bloodwell Elite.
Here we go, Shrine. Here we go. Here we go, Plague Vermins and Infected Survivors.
Infected Survivors pretty good.
It's not bad. Can't deal with the 4-speed, but it's not bad. But it can deal with...
Niana.
Which is great.
And it can also draw its card.
Which is great.
I mean, there are 2 4-speed 1/1s, but...
4-speed.
That's like 10 turns. We got time.
May as well be unblockable.
Yeah, basically. And I think we're just going to limit his options by making him discard, and by making him discard.
Dang.
Can't sack either of those to draw a card, though. That's probably fine. We'll want to wait for that, for the Flesh Sculptor. Primordial Treant. Grows bigger by putting elves underneath him. And they get to come back once he's dealt with.
Blech.
Leaving the 2/3 back to block, huh? I see how it is.
No, you have one answer.
I mean, yeah, that deals with one of those. And Bloodwell Elite, once again.
I'm sure it'll come back again.
We keep trying to get rid of you, but
wow.
you don't stop.
A third Mesmerizing Spirit. It might actually be worth it, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Because, I mean, only one card in hand.
I mean, we can't sack anything to draw cards.
I think you just discarded 2 Elf Trackers. Or was that the third one? Could you check?
There's 2 Elf Trackers.
Yeah,
you were
2.
correct.
A brother in
arms. He's hiding. Be a shame if someone were to devious plot that 4/4.
Ooh.
Rude. I guess that was an onboard trick. I should have seen it coming. I could see it right there. Ooh. I mean... Yeah, if we wanted to ever ram a guard's... or ram a spirit into a brother-in-arms, having 2 Flesh Sculptors is probably the deciding factor.
Yep.
Especially when we devious plot that for the other one.
Dang.
Look at all that value.
You just got a field.
I'll even sack one. Oh! Once again, we appear to be playing a deck that results in our opponents resigning a lot.
Well, it's 4 games too.
Though we did lose one this time.
Yes, that also true. Also true.
I mean, this deck did win almost won a Masters, 2nd place, and it's been a ton of fun to play so far, as we've seen, and apparently it just causes early resigns. So yeah, I guess with that, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.